Hey family, yes, as promised, I'm back again. This time, we're going to discuss the negotiations, the ceasefire negotiations in Iran with, what is that, Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff, Admiral Brad Cooper, Vice President J.D. Vance. How many of you believe that these are actually good faith negotiations on the part of the United States? Ah, you? You? Come on, you're falling for the banana in the tailpipe. These people do not want peace with Iran. They're going to try and keep this so-called war not war ran up the flagpole until the midterms. I mean, I think it's a very feeble attempt, but I think that this is going to be one of their main facets. One of the main ways that they're going to try and manipulate the midterm vote. Don't forget, Trump had a meeting when he was talking with Zelensky, and Zelensky said, "Oh, listen, I can't wait until the war is over, so we can hold votes." I'm telling you, I saw the light bulb over Trump's head go off. Ah, war. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can't have elections in the United States if we're at war. That's why this feeble attempt has been made. This ego war with Iran has been made. And believe me, they're going to stretch it out as long as they can. And I think there was some proof of that the other day when a Freudian slip was made by Trump when he brought up Vietnam and the length of time that it took for that conflict to be over. Yeah, well, Iran is not Vietnam, but you could make it like Vietnam in terms of time, if that's what you wanted to do. Maybe if you were the president, you actually might be able to make it seem like, yeah, this is something that we should actually pursue. After all, they have the capability of making nuclear weapons. Kind of like the weapons of mass destruction that was supposedly in Iraq. Those Middle East guys are pretty tough. We gotta be careful. Listen, this country is doing everything it can illegal, and they're getting away with it because the elected officials that are supposed to be keeping them in check have actually given up their power. They're not trying to do anything to keep Americans safe, but they're doing everything to put more money in the pockets of people who already have way too much money. That includes the Saudis. That includes Israel. You know that the citizens in Israel have free college education, universal health care, and the reason that they have that is because the tax money from this country, billions of dollars, goes to Israel every year. But we can't have those things here. Not free education, which should be a matter of national security. Free health care, which if you have a working population as we have in this country, we're one of the few countries where people actually, literally almost work themselves to death. If you travel, if you go on vacation and you speak to other people, you find out that a lot of these other countries, they don't work their people the way we worked here. Not at all. A lot of them have 4-day work weeks. Not us. We got a 40-hour work week minimum. I mean, if you want to have any, money to pay your rent and eat, you're going to have to put in those hours. So, yeah, it's something that we really need to consider. We need to start getting in touch with your elected officials, making phone calls, and seeing what we can change. It's in our own best interest to do it, because these people that are in charge, they don't give a damn. They really don't. But folks, listen, I'll see you guys on the next video. If you have any concerns, please, put them down in the comments, and let's see if we can get a discussion going. All right? Talk to you later.